Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's V, and today we're going to be doing something very new on my channel, and it's a weekly update. Also, I'm not wearing my glasses because I don't like the glare that's on my glasses when I film, because I need the windows open obviously for lighting, but the glare is really bad on my glasses, and I'm really insecure when it comes to not wearing my glasses. I don't know why. My mom will be proud of me though, because she's been pestering me to wear contacts. But I'm not wearing contacts. I'm literally so blind. I don't know how I look in the viewfinder because I can't see anything. But anyway, the weekly update. The reason why I wanted to do a weekly updates and not weekly vlogs is because I'm starting uni soon and it's going to be very full on. We'll discuss that in a little bit. And with that being said, full-on uni means I don't have enough time to edit, and weekly vlogs obviously is very long and it's tedious to edit. So I've seen people doing weekly updates on certain channels and I thought that was a good idea. These weekly updates will basically consist of just like bookish updates, meaning the books I've read, books I've hauled, any bookish news that I feel like it's really interesting or it makes me excited, and also just general life updates, I guess, uni, TV shows I've watched, movies I've watched. So I'll be posting my weekly updates hopefully every Monday. For this weekly update, it's basically from July 20th to July 26th today when I'm filming, which is a Sunday. So if you didn't know, this week was the reading rush. I am participating in the reading rush. I'm doing all right. I have 3 more books to finish and I've just said today is Sunday. So I have to finish 3 books. Let's see the prompts. So if you don't know, the reading rush is done every year. Previously, it used to be called BOOKTUBERS, I believe. The hosts are Ariel Bassett and Raylene. Okay, let's get to the books that I've read this week according to the prompts. Alright, so the first book I've read, which is To Match the Book to the Color of Your Birthstone, and I Am Born in August, next month, which is a peridot, and it's a green jewel. So I picked To Best the Boys by Mary Weber, as you can see, green. And I read this in a day and I gave this 3 stars. I think it was a good book. My mom really loves this book. That's why I read it in the first place. It has a lot of aspects from the Hunger Games because it's basically about this girl who lives in a society where boys are just given everything and girls are just meant to, like, I guess, stay at home, that kind of thing. So it's like a dystopian world, but it also feels like a Victorian England world, but it's not. It's very confusing. So she is a scientist, or she wants to become a scientist, and there is a sickness or illness going around the town and she wants to cure the illness because the illness has infected her mother. So every year there's this, I guess, game or competition where the boys go into this labyrinth and compete, and the winner gets a scholarship to a university. And the girl, can't remember her name, I'm sorry, and she wants to go into this competition, disguise herself as a boy, go into this competition, win that scholarship, and go to university so she can have the equipment to find the cure for the illness. So like I said, 3 stars. It was an okay book. I really relate to the main character because she's a scientist and I absolutely love science, the human body. It's just fascinating. It's great. I feel like it was very short. If it was expanded more, I think it would have been a much better book for sure. All right, so the next book that I read, I'll move here. Okay, so the next book that I read was to read a book that starts with The, and I read The Test by Sylvain Neuvel. This was a very, very short book. At first I thought this was a thriller mystery, but then I found out it was sci-fi. So I also gave this book a 3 star. It was very close to a 4 star though, because on my CAWPILE rating, if you don't know what CAWPILE is, it's a whole rating system that G from Book Rose created. I'll link her video down below explaining it, but essentially you have these factors and you rate them out of 10 and then average them, and then you get a rating out of 10, and that rating out of 10 you convert it into a star rating. So my rating for the test was 8.9 out of 10, which is a 3 star. So I read this on Kindle. It was a very, very fast read, and like I said, it is a sci-fi book. It was more like I think people described it as an episode from Black Mirror. I thought it was good. It wasn't mind-blowing because I kind of predicted what it was actually happening. It's basically about this guy who goes to take a test to become a citizen of the UK. So yeah, it was very interesting. I like the psychology aspect of the book because the theory of psychology, well, not theory of psychology, just a lot of psychology was discussed in this book, and it was very, very interesting to read. But because I predicted a lot of the stuff, that's why it's a 3-star and not a 5-star. But I still really enjoyed it. Now, for the next prompt is to read a book inspired by a movie that you've seen. And for this, I read The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe by C.S. Lewis, which is book 2 of the Chronicles of Narnia. I absolutely love the movie. The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. It's like one of my absolute favorite movies. The atmosphere, the characters. I love that movie so much. So I wanted to read the book, and I gave this 4 stars, I think. And because, hold on, I absolutely love this book. Again, it was very, very close to the movie, but the movie elaborated a lot on the story, which made it more whole. Whereas this one is like obviously it's a children's book, so it's very to the point and not much elaborated on. It's really weird, but I still really, really loved it. Okay, so the next book is read the first book you touch. And I'm reading that now. Okay, so the book that I'm reading now is the first book you've touched, which is The Hunting Party by Lucy Foley. This is a thriller mystery. I've read her previous book, The Guest List. I am on page 276 out of 390, so not far from the end. And to be honest, I'm not really enjoying it as much as The Guest List because I feel that one was very to the point in terms of trying to get to know the characters, whereas this one is just going around and around and just things that I don't really want to know about the characters. And I'm not really interested in these characters as much as I was in The Guest List. It's weird. The atmosphere is still very good in this book. And The Guest List has a very different atmosphere because it's set by the sea, whereas this one, it's in like a remote mountain or like a Scottish lodge, I guess. So 2 very different atmospheres, but both really atmospheric. It's just the characters and her writing is very different from The Guest List, but it's much better in The Guest List. I haven't obviously finished it, so I can't give you a star rating just yet, but I will let you know next week. All right, so the next prompt is to read a book outside. And yesterday I was working, so I read a book at work. And I read this graphic novel called Through the Woods by Emily Carroll. And I gave this a 4-star as well. I really, really love the art style. Yeah, it's just so creepy and eerie. It's just very, very good. But the reason why it's not a 5-star is because some of the stories... Oh, I should mention that it's not a full story. It's a short story kind of collection. So there's a few stories in this graphic novel. So a few of the stories kind of went over my head. I didn't really understand it. My fault, not the book's fault. So that's why it's a 4-star, not a 5-star. I absolutely love the stories though because it was so creepy, so eerie. And it's just so good. The art style as well, I absolutely love. All right, so the next 2 prompts I haven't done yet, but my plan is to finish it today. One of the books, which is to read a book in a genre that you want to read more of. Yeah, so I picked adult fantasy. My plan was to read this book throughout the week. So I had like page increments for throughout the week. Didn't do it because it was just too much. I'll get to that in a little bit. So I want to replace that prompt with manga. So I want to read the Fullmetal Alchemist Volume 1. So I want to read more mangas for sure. So I want to read this today. Hopefully I finish it today. And the last prompt is to read a book that takes place on a different continent. And for this, I want to read Giant Days Volume 1, which is available on Scribd. So I want to read that as well. So because they're both graphic novels and The Hunting Party, I'm almost done with it. Hopefully I can finish it today. I will let you know my progress next week. Okay, so those are the books that I read this week and also the books I'm going to read today. So things that didn't work for the reading rush. Again, I wanted to read that adult fantasy book, which is Malice by John Gwynne. It is a 600-page book. Yep, 628 page book that I wanted to read. As you can see, I did the increments, did not do it. This is July's pick for the Shelf Space Book Club, which is run by Jessie Mae. I will link her channel down below for you to check out. I'm pretty sure the live show is tomorrow. Another thing that didn't work for the reading rush was I was actually vlogging, and then I kind of got overwhelmed with the things I have to do for uni, which is starting next week. I'll get to that. So I didn't finish vlogging. So I have like footage till maybe Tuesday, and then I was like, okay, I can't continue vlogging because I would not have time to edit this. So I stopped, which is a shame, but it is what it is. Also, I want to mention that this week's weekly update will be longer than usual because it's like an introduction to my life a little bit as well. All right, so let's get into the book haul section of this video. I'm not going to give you a synopsis, but I'll link all the books that I've mentioned down below just so this video is not too long. Okay, so the first book that I received this week was Girls, Serpent, Thorn by Melissa Bashardosh. Not sure, but I know this came out recently and I saw Piera from Piera Forde gush about this, so I was like, all right, let's go. All I know, it is a Persian fantasy, and I want to branch out into other fantasies instead of just like European based fantasies, so very excited for this. The next one I got is The Explorer by Catherine Rundle. This is, I think, the middle grade monthly's book club pick for July. Haven't read it yet. Will though. And the next book I got was The City We Became by N.K. Jemisin. This is the book club pick for July for the name of the book club. The live show is already out, so I'll link it down below for you to check it out if you've already read this book, that is. And this is also Shelf Space August pick as well. Definitely gonna read this after I read Malice. Very, very excited because I know a lot of people like N.K. Jemisin's writing. All I know about this book is it's about New York, and we follow different characters, but the characters are the representations of the boroughs in New York. So I thought that was really, really interesting. So can't wait to read this. The next one is Burn Our Bodies Down by Rory Power. This is her second book. I read her first book. Her first book is The Wilder Girls. I read it. I thought it was okay, a bit predictable, but I did like the horror aspect of it. I think this is also in the horror genre, and I want to read more horror. Definitely want to read this. Cover is very, very pretty. The next one is Fullmetal Alchemist Volume 1. I want to get into more manga, so I want to read more of it. I know this one has a TV show as well on Netflix. I haven't seen it, but if I do like this, I'll definitely watch the anime for sure. The next one is also a Piera Forde recommendation, which is Seven Blades in Black by Sam Sykes. This is an adult fantasy, very thick adult fantasy. I know the second book is coming out this year. She's read it, she loved it. I think it was her favorite book of the year, so definitely want to read this soon. Now, I got this, which is The Poppy Boar. And the next book is The Poppy War by R.F. Kuang. Definitely want to read this. Again, I said I want to branch out into different types of fantasies, and this one is an Asian-inspired fantasies. I'm pretty sure it's based on the Japanese or Chinese War. Not too sure, but I know this is very war-focused. So, got The Poppy War and also The Dragon Republic as well. The third book is coming out this year. I think it's either September or November, and it's called The Burning God. Very excited. Definitely want to try and read these two and the third one when it comes out together so I can binge read it. That is the plan. The next book has been recommended by many, many people. Peruse Project, Jessie Mae, just a lot of people. And it is Foundryside by Robert Jackson Bennett. I also got the second book, which is Shorefall. Shorefall by Robert Jackson Bennett. Yes, these two have different spine sizes. I don't care. It's fine. I don't mind it. All I know, this is an adult fantasy, and the magic system has to do with coding, which I thought was very, very interesting. And the last book that I got this week was Turn of the Key by Ruth Ware. I read this last year through the library, so I wanted a physical book. So I got this because Dimmix had my birthday credit, so I thought I'd just get this with my birthday credit. So those are the books that I've hauled this week. Now, let's talk about uni. So I thought I should give you like an introduction to what I'm actually studying at uni. So I am doing paramedical science in uni, which is basically me wanting to become a paramedic. I already have a degree in human biology. I did it from 2014 to 2018. and then I started my paramedic degree last year, 2019, and I finished next year, 2021. So that's pretty exciting. So I did really well last semester, and I'm really proud of myself because obviously with the pandemic going, I still managed to maintain my grades. But I'm actually really nervous about this semester because it's going to be very full on. Normally second year is just really full on in general, but last semester I only had to do 2 units, but for this semester I have to do 4. So it's very, very overwhelming, and I want to give it my full attention, which is why I can't really do weekly vlogs. I really want to. I really like vlogging, but it's just editing that takes a lot of time, and I still want to try and have a schedule, I guess, of when videos go up, and I do want to post at least twice a week. That is the plan. And the thing with uni is I actually have a schedule, which means I can stick to a schedule, and with YouTube I can fit those into my schedule, but obviously I don't have much time, so I can only do short videos. I'm really, really nervous about this semester because it's very overwhelming, like I said. And I don't know, I just feel anxious about it. So hopefully I do well. Now we get into the fun part of the weekly updates, which is movies, TV shows that I watched recently, I guess this week, but I'm giving you like an introduction on what I'm actually watching in general. So I am in the middle of 2 TV shows, and then me and Sam together are in the middle of another 2 TV shows. So for me, I'm in the middle of Buffy the Vampire Slayer and also Heart of Dixie. I've been rewatching Buffy, I think starting last month, and Heart of Dixie I started last week. I'm on season 3 and the last episode of season 3 actually on Buffy, and with Heart of Dixie I'm on season 2. I've watched Buffy multiple times. This is like, I don't know, like my 6th or 5th rewatch of Buffy. Absolutely love Buffy. Favorite show of all time. Willow is absolutely my favorite character. And with Heart of Dixie, I've only... Actually, no. This is my first rewatch. I've never rewatched it, but I watched the show as it came out. And Heart of Dixie is just basically an entertaining show. Not really one of my favorites, but I still really like it. Mayor Hayes is definitely my favorite character. He's just really funny. And as for Sam and I, we're in the middle of Lost and Friends. So I have watched Friends multiple times, but it's Sam's first time watching Friends. As for Lost, Sam has already watched Lost, but this is my first time watching Lost. So for Friends, we're on season 8. Actually, we finished the last 2 episodes last night, so we're on season 8 now. And as for Lost, we're on season 3 at the moment. I hesitated going into Lost because my parents, who've already watched all of Lost, said that the last few seasons were terrible, which is why I didn't want to watch it, but Sam convinced me, so now I'm watching it. Season 2 is my favorite season so far. And with Friends, I absolutely love Friends. Like, I watched it so many times now, and I have basically memorized a lot of the dialogue, and I'm really glad Sam's liking it because he doesn't really watch that type of show. As for movies, the only movie I've watched this week is Up, and I dragged Sam into watching it, and he actually really liked it, which is good because he doesn't really like Disney movies. He likes what he likes. It's fine by me. So he really enjoyed Up. I really enjoyed Up. I think I watched Up like maybe a couple of times. Very sad, obviously. If you've seen Up, you know why. Also, I forgot to mention, we're actually also in the middle of Modern Family. We actually started the rewatch beginning of this year because season 11, the last season, it came out this year essentially. So we rewatched it from season 1 this year, and we're on season 11, but we're making our way through the season very, very, very slowly because we don't want it to end. So yeah, we rarely watch Modern Family compared to Lost and Friends, basically. We love Modern Family. I think the rewatch that we did the beginning of this year, like the one we started, was probably our 4th or 5th rewatch. We only actually started watching Modern Family a year ago. And as for music, I know the new Taylor Swift album just came out. I was actually listening to it while I was getting ready to film. I don't know. I'm not really a folk music type of person. It's very calming, for sure. I will definitely listen to it again because sometimes it takes like multiple listens for me to get into it. But it's okay. I'm not like obsessed or anything. I like her previous album much more. I think, was it called Lover? Yes. I like Lover better than this one. But we'll see. we'll see what happens after multiple listens. Anyway, that's all I have for my weekly update. I hope you guys like this weekly update kind of format. I really hope you do, because I don't know what else to do. But I think it's also good because obviously in the comments we can chat, because how was your week? What did you watch? What books did you read? What books did you get in the mail? Did you like the Taylor Swift album? Let me know what were your favorite songs, and I will listen to it multiple times, and then I'll tell you whether I liked it or not. Also, did you participate in the reading rush? Did you complete all the challenges? Let me know. Let me know down below for sure. I want to chat with you guys more. Neighbors. But yeah, if you like this video, definitely give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so, and don't forget to check the links in the description. And thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.